All right, Charles, it's all yours.
Okay. Uh, Hello, everyone. How are you today? How are you this morning?
Pretty good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So my name is Chasa. I am with Legacy Dispatchers. I started out with Charles. He still is my mentor, and I think it's been about maybe 2.5, maybe 3 years that I still pop into his dispatching classes every now and then. Just because Charles just keeps you in the know. The industry is always changing. It's always great to have a place where you can pop in and out just to find out how the industry is changing and how it applies to us as dispatchers. Um, but if you guys, Billy, David, and Damon, if you could please just come on the mic real quick, I'll call you by name. And just tell me where you are in your dispatching journey. That would be kind of great so I can see, what we can focus on until Charles is ready to come back into the class. So, ladies first, Miss Billy, please come on the mic and, introduce yourself and, let us know where you're at in your dispatching journey. Can you hear me? Okay. Well, we'll give her a minute. Mr. David, please come on the mic. Let us know where you're at in your dispatching journey.
We are currently getting our business up and trying to recruit drivers.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. You said
Okay.
you have your LLC and you're now in the process of recruiting drivers. Am I correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. Okay. And I'm sorry, Damon or Damon, can you please come on the mic and let me know where you're at in your journey?
Hey everybody. I'm still in the beginning stages. I haven't gotten to the point where, I've got my LLC, together or anything like that. So right now I'm just uh taking a lot of notes, listening to past audios that are in the video library and just trying to absorb, as much as I can. So when I get to the point where I can get started, I'll have you know, ideas to where I'm at. But I want to at some point get into your what you have to offer as far as the cold calling. I'm kind of busy during the week, so it's kind of hard for me to do that. But I'm real interested in the cold calling because more than likely I'll probably be doing that more so than going to the truck stops and meeting with drivers or anything like that.
Okay. 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 And Billy, are you back? Can you come on the mic?
Hey, Chaka. I am actually at work. I stepped out from patients to talk to you real quick, but I am listening to everything. I got my little earbud in. But I'm working with David. He's a partner with me. He's actually more so on the dispatch side. I'm on the back end doing the back office, and I'll be also doing dispatching too, but we kind of link together. I did get the LLC done, the website done. I'm tweaking a little bit to add the price points in there for any bookkeeping, but it's pretty much ready to go. And like David said, we're at the point of trying to get drivers. I do have um, two drivers interested, and they've been waiting for the paperwork. And David talked to somebody, I believe, on Facebook or something. So it's about two drivers for me, and one of them have two sons that are also drivers. So like four total on my side, and just gotta get more, I guess, recruiting done. And also, I need to get with you for your classes. And also, what does, I guess, my best, I have to step out. The best way to like keep up with documentation for each carrier. I was thinking a Google spreadsheet, and then I was trying to put it in order. So that's where I am personally. My next little thing there. But um, just let me know, David, if you got anything to say. Please talk to her. It's kind of going to be hard for me to talk too much. And thank y'all.
Thank you, Billy. I appreciate that. Okay. So the great part is where each and every one of you are at, I have been there. So I'm happy that I did ask you where you're at in your journey so I can help steer you in the right direction. Um, Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second, please. Okay, guys, thank you so much. All right, so first, let me start off with Damon. Damon, you jumping into a dispatcher class instead of going out there and trying to figure it out on your own, you are moving in the right direction. Try to get as much information as you can through Charles's dispatcher one-on-one class, as well as other dispatcher videos on YouTube. And I say that because everyone talks about their dispatching journey from a different perspective, and you need to familiarize yourself with all different aspects of dispatching. Like Charles is giving you the meat and the potatoes in his class, right? He's providing documents, he's giving you how-to videos, he's giving you tools and resources and all that great information that you are going to need. There's no workaround to that. Um, However, like I said, still continue to go on YouTube. Look at some drivers, subscribe to some drivers who post daily, who talk about the different hiccups that they deal with. Because when you start dispatching for them, at least you can relate to some of the things that they're talking about. I'm someone who needs to see things. I can't just always read it or hear about it. So I used YouTube in the beginning of my journey, and started looking at what the drivers go through. I mean, something even, as simple as how they secure the load, right? Because you may start dispatching for somebody and he may start using load locks, but you don't know what load locks are. Anytime through your dispatching journey, if somebody says something and you don't know what it is, Google is your best friend, but so is YouTube. So kudos to you for being willing to invest in yourself. And I do understand a lot of us, have other jobs going on. But on your free time, jump into this, learn as much as you can, use Charles as a mentor. And also when you start dispatching for these guys, make sure you try to find someone who's been in the business for, I want to say, at least 10 or plus years, who's willing to advise you and understand, hey, I'm just starting out, but your advice, is priceless, because they have a lot to share as well. Now, David, on the other hand, kudos to you because you have your LLC. You're now at the point where all you need to do is recruit drivers. Now, I was put in a position where a carrier that I was working for, and he had 20 plus trucks. He wanted me to start recruiting drivers for him, and I had no idea how to start. I didn't know where to go. But just because I network with a lot of dispatchers, which I'm going to advise all of you to do, find dispatchers and network with them. But because I was networking with a few dispatchers, she was able to give me a site that the larger carrier companies were using to recruit drivers, such as Schneider, C.H. Robinson, J.B. Hunt. And the name of this site is called Tense Street or 10 Street. I think it's TENSTREET. So it's a website. I have not used it because when I was going to start recruiting for them, I found out about another tool, which I'm going to share with you as well. But 10 Street is definitely a place where you can go and you can find drivers. I think they have their own their own system where they vet the drivers for you, but it's a known site by drivers. I'm sorry, it's a known site by drivers, and they go there to try to find work. So look into 10th Street. Also, what I decided to use instead of 10th Street was eCarrier Check. So eCarrier Check is the bomb. I'm not gonna lie to you. Google it. It's eCarrier Check, all one word. I do believe that they have a free version and they have a paid version. That's what I use for my cold calling sessions, because a lot of times, like, someone said, you don't always have time to go to the truck stop. I mean, you could do a mail blast and you can see how that works. But getting on the phone and talking to these drivers and offering your services is really how you're going to find your drivers, right? Word of mouth has been the biggest way to promote any business. Nothing has changed. So let me tell you about eCarrier Check. You can go onto eCarrier Check. If Charles was in the class, I would ask him to pull it up. But eCarrier Check filters
I'm back.
everything. Oh, you're back. Okay.
Yeah,
So I'm just gonna.
I don't have. I would have to use your login because I got to call Jared and them for my login again. And I'm
Oh,
not sure why. Is Mr. Ellis in? Because he said he's having a hard time getting in.
I didn't see.
I don't see him.
I
I don't
didn't see
see
a
him.
request for him to come in. I didn't see it, but
Yeah.
he's not here yet.
Okay.
Um,
Anyway, okay. So eCarrier check you trying to get to?
yeah,
You,
eCarrier Check.
you would have
Let
to private chat me your login credentials so I can log into it. But if you want me to do that,
right. Let me see if I have it on this computer. Give me
so
1 second.
hey
I'm
guys,
pretty
we
sure.
sorry for me stepping out. I had to address some So I'm broadcasting at my car wash, and there's a lot of tractors coming in to be washed and cars coming in to be washed, and I wanted to make sure my guys is doing what they're supposed to be doing. So
Give me a second, Charles. Let me see if I can find my logins for you.
okay, no problem. I have it on the screen. So were there any preliminary questions for me, or you were going over cold calling and things like that, or
Yeah, I just had everybody come on the mic and tell me where they were in their dispatching journey so I could figure out, what I wanted to talk about until you were able to come back into class. And so I had the opportunity to speak with everyone except for Karen, who just popped in. Hi, Karen. Um,
Hey, Chasa.
hi. Um, and I spoke with Billy and David and Damon, and I think that's it. Charles. And I was able to just start, talking to them and seeing how I could help them in their journey. But let me try to find this password with you for eCarrier Check. But while I do that, I want to keep talking about it. So, like I said, eCarrier Check is the bomb. Um, and what we use it for is we can filter any equipment type. You can filter any company size. You can filter through active authorities. So you can filter through everything. And I was talking with the owner of eCarrier Check, and when I was presented with the task to recruit drivers, uh, I called him and we had a conversation, and he basically, said that eCarrier Check, you can actually do some kind of reverse search. So because we go on eCarrier Check to call drivers, we're basically looking for drivers who have their own MC number, right? We don't want to call drivers who are working under another MC because that's just pointless. Um, so I was explaining to him how I didn't think eCarrier Check would be good for what I was trying to do, and he explained to me that not only can you see people who have their authorities, but you can also look for carriers who no longer have their authorities, right? So carriers who no longer are running under their own MC for whatever the reason is, excuse me, those are the carriers that we're going to look for, right? And it's going to be excuse me, it's going to be a conversation. You're going to have to find out, why aren't they using their own MC? Is it because they had an accident? Is it because they couldn't pass their medical exam, whatever the case may be. If it's something that you could use, David, to grow your company, if it's a resource that you could use to grow your company, then I definitely say invest in eCarrier check. So that's the other way you could use eCarrier check, not only for cold calling, but for searching those MCs that are no longer active and having a conversation. Now, it will take a little bit longer, right? Because you have to have the conversation to see if they just said, I'm not making enough money, and so I decided to run under someone's MC, or if if they say, my truck is down. So it's been down for so long. That's why I'm no longer Arthur. Just listen. Now, what you didn't tell me, because I don't want to go too left on you, I don't want to go too left on you, is you didn't tell me if you have an MC or are you just a dispatching company looking for carriers because maybe, a broker contract came along. So if you could give me a little bit more insight, maybe I can help you a little bit more.
We are just dispatching. We don't have our own MC.
Okay. Okay. And are you to the point where you are having brokers email you directly, and so that's why you're looking for more carriers? Is that the case?
No, we haven't got that far yet.
Okay. Okay. So at this point, what eCarrier check is going to help you do is basically find carriers who have active MCs. So the whole recruitment part that I was talking about, that applies more to a trucking company. But if you're ever put in a position where a trucking company asks you to find drivers for them, eCarrier check will work for you. And Charles, I just sent you the username and password.
Okay, and then I just text Nate, and I think he's going to reset mine. But let me see. You sent it to my text, or you sent it to a private chat?
I sent it to the Charles Monday email, I believe.
Okay, I'll check that while you guys.
I should have just forwarded you this whole entire email. I'm sorry that I didn't. Let me do that now. So
Yeah.
I'm going to forward you the email that he actually sent me because it has a little bit more information in it.
Okay, and I'm waiting to get that. I don't have
Sent
your
it to the Yahoo email address, I believe.
Exodus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I got it. All
Okay,
right.
cool.
So,
And guys, I apologize if I was talking fast. I'm just a fast talker, so sometimes you have to, slow me down.
I like the password. I like the password. Okay, so here we are. Right. Um, okay. So I'll drive and you just give directions or what?
That's fine. All right, so guys, this is eCarrier check. This is what I use for my cold calling sessions. I started off as dry van, but I have dispatched for dry van, flatbed, and reefer. But let's start with dry van. So you see that on the side of it, it says find carriers. Charles selected dry van. And then you can put basically any location that you want, but if somebody can just jump out and give me a state for Charles to search in, that would be great. Just come on the mic real quick.
Minnesota.
Man,
Oh,
that's
hey, Luau. How are you? Minnesota.
Yeah. Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. And then you click search. So what eCarrier check is going to do is it is going to list active authorities Okay, and I'm going to show you how you know that you're getting active authorities, but it's going to basically give you a list of all these carriers within the state of Minnesota. Okay, so if you look over to the left where it says equipment, drive-in, Charles, if you can scroll down a little more, you can really filter it better. Stop. Go up a little bit, please. Okay, stop right there. So where it says carrier size, you can try an owner operator, a small business 2 to 5, and it can go up to, 1,000. I mainly focus on owner operators and for 2 to 5 because if you're just a one-man show, five dispatching for 5 carriers takes a lot to do. But if you have grown your business to the point where you have sub dispatchers, then you may want to go for 5 to 15 or more. Now, on the flip side, guys, I think a little bit different from everybody else. So if there was no filter there, I don't care if this company had 600 carriers. I'm still going to call them because that means they actually have a dispatching department. And that also means that maybe a dispatcher is not doing what she or he needs to do. And there may be a space for me to basically get in there and start dispatching for that company. So my way of thinking is there really is no number that I won't call when it comes to how many power units they have. But if you're starting out, I suggest you deal with the owner operators or a small business from 2 to 5. Now, if you scroll down a little bit more, you have some other options. You can focus on team drivers, trailer drops, first and last mile. I've never done those before. I've never used the other options. My focus is the operating authority, right? So I want drivers that are willing to go over the road. That is like a unicorn driver, a driver who wants to be out for a month and maybe come home for a weekend. So I'm specifically looking for drivers who have MC numbers. The DOT drivers that don't have MC numbers, they can't go out of state. So all you're going to do is spend your whole day dispatching them around their own state. I don't know what a MX number is, Charles. I've never used that one.
An MX number is a carrier who has an authority in Mexico. An FF number is a freight forwarder authority. Okay.
Okay.
So you just so for this category of operating authority, just focus on the MC number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that they're active.
Right.
So there are other filters, but I don't use those other filters. That's because I'm hungry and I want to get whoever I can get. That's the only reason why I don't go past those other filters.
Well, plus you
I
don't
don't want.
So the operating authority status, obviously you don't want to select inactive nor apply depending because you're not going to be able to find loads for them. They're not active yet. So the only option under the operating authority status is active, right? To select. And then the only option under the operating authority, just operating authority, is MC number, right? Those are the only two that you would select. So right now at the top, we have dry vans. If you notice here, you guys see me moving my mouse, right? So we selected dry van trailer, carrier size is 1 to 5 power units, MC number, and active. So that's what we are so far. I'm not sure what else Chas is going to select as we go down the list, right? What else are you going to select, Chasa, too?
I'm not going to select anything else. That is all I am concerned about right now.
So company age is okay with you?
Company age is okay with me. And that's only because I know what I'm working with if I select somebody who's old, who's under 1 year. Okay. And that's just something that comes with time, but we're going to have to work harder. And guess what? We're going to charge them more to work harder. Okay. So, those are things to keep in mind. But those are the only filters that I use when I'm using eCarrier Check.
So, quick question. So if you get a carrier that's new, is that hard to deal with, or is it hard to get loads for such carriers?
It depends. So you have certain brokers who will give opportunities to carriers who have a new authority, but who have experience as drivers, right? So they may have been driving for a company for like 10, 15, 20 years, and then all of a sudden decided to get their own authority. Well, the authority on paper is new, but they know how to drive the truck. They know how to go to a facility and dock the truck and do all the paperwork. It's just that their authority is new. So, and this was disclosed to the broker. So now they say, well, okay, well, let me give you an opportunity because I know you know what you're doing. It's just the fact that your authority is new. So in those circumstances, then yes. But if you're fresh new, like you don't have no driving experience, you got a new authority, it may be challenging there, of course. So it depends on the situation. All right.
Okay. So Charles, if let's just look at, I'm gonna look at the first two. Okay.
Okay. So Jeff
So
McDonald
Jeff McDonald,
and
um,
Little River Transport.
and Little River. Yep, I'm gonna look at those two.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you hover over, like what you're doing, if you hover over each column, it basically explains to you what the column is. I focus on people that are low risk. Okay. Now, my definition of low risk is somebody that does not have a horrible safety rating, someone that I can most likely be able to book loads for. That's how I evaluate the low risk category. As far as authority goes, everyone should have their authority checked off because we are only dealing with drivers who are authorized and who have MC numbers. The next column is inspections. The reason why I said I wanted to definitely look at this one is because it's okay if your driver has an MC and has been driving for maybe a year, even a year and a half, and they don't have any inspections, but you may run into a little bit of a hiccup because a lot of brokers use that inspection that's on record through DOT to verify that this is actually a carrier. So I'm not saying don't use drivers who have zero inspections. Just know what to prepare for. Know that you may, have to deal with that because they don't have any inspections. Okay. So once I look at the name, once I look at the risk, once I look at the authority, once I look at the inspections, and everything looks good to me, I then go over and I hit that arrow sign all the way at the end of the row. This arrow sign now goes into more detail about the carrier. So the overview will tell me who my contact information is, give me an address, and give me a phone number. Those are the key things that I'm looking at. Okay. The cargo fleet. If you can click on cargo fleet, this tells me basically how big the fleet is. So he has 2 tractors and 5 trailers. Now, you guys know 1 and 1 is not equaling 2 right now. So, Charles, won't you explain why you would look up a driver and he has 2 tractors but 5 trailers?
Because he may have drive-in trailers, he may have flatbed trailers, he may have refrigerated trailers, and do different types of shipments. 2 tractors, it may be him and it may be another person that's running under his authority that he's running. So even though he put his equipment type as, or it could be all 5 dry vans, van types. It could be all 5 dry vans. It would have distinguished it. Usually potatoes don't, they go in dry vans, but because I see the commodities, general freight and potatoes, unless he has a vented van, I would suggest maybe a reefer, but if it's 5 vans, that's fine. But those are his assets. He has 7 assets, 2 tractors, 5 trailers. Now he can't drive all of them himself. He may have another driver slip seating in the other tractor, and then they're using trailer. Now you can have trailers for backups. What happens? One trailer may get damaged, so he may go back to his yard, drop that trailer, and grab another one. So that's convenient.
Exactly. So thank you, Charles, for answering that question thoroughly. But that is exactly what it means. Okay, so if you go back to overview, it'll also tell us when this driver basically got his authority. So it was in 2008. So he's been driving for quite some time. So once I gather all this information, guys, what I do is I get on the phone, I call that 701 dot 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 dot, and I talk to the driver, I offer my services, and then depending on what he says, I go to that box and I add my notes. Right there. It's all done in one place. And that's why I like eCarrier check. Now, Charles, if you could do me a favor, because I tried to figure out how I could just filter and find all the drivers that I put notes on, but I didn't see a filter for that. I don't know if I overlooked it or if it's just a filter that they need to add. But when you speak with Nate, if you can ask him, how we can do that, because that would make life so much easier for us, especially especially when we're doing our follow-up calls.
So
Or
what's the question? What's the question again?
if you click save for me.
I don't want to tell him I want to call him and make him connection forcibly, but I'll just say make the connection.
Okay.
And then hit save. Okay.
Hit save. And then hit your back arrow at the top.
Of the browser?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you go back to that row and you move over to your right, you're going to see something that looks like a pad icon right under that person that has the dash next to him icon. See it?
Under the same guy, Jeff McDonald?
Mm-hmm. Come over to your right. Okay, now come over one to your left.
Right here.
Right there. That is your note. That's the note that you just made. And what I was saying is, I can't find a way to just filter the notes that I put on the driver. Because if there was a filter and I could just bring up all my notes on all my different carriers, then it would be much easier for me to do callbacks.
Maybe that'll be a feature that they can add to eCarrier check.
Right. So if you could inquire, that would be wonderful.
That would be wonderful. Yep.
Okay. But getting back to what I was saying, so that's how I use eCarrier check.
Okay.
Now I'm just because I know Charles, I know he's gonna go and he's gonna look at every single thing because that's just what he does, which is wonderful. But I like to keep it short. I like to keep it sweet. I just like to focus on what information I need from that driver and make my call.
Right.
Okay. Now, Charles, if you can go back in the browser, and maybe eCarrier check needs to put a back button instead of us using the browser. That's another conversation. If you could go to the next one, which says Little River Transport, just at a glance, guys, this guy is 3%. He's a low risk. He has an authority. He's had 3 inspections, so he looks good to me. And once again, I would hit that arrow on your right, and I would get the information that I need. I would give him a call, look at his fleet size. Okay.
I'm curious about the inspections.
All right.
Just curious. Okay. Whether they were driver or vehicle inspections, and what were the results of them. Okay, everything's good. Okay. All right, so we'll go back to your fleet size, active insurance, no risks, overview, and notes.
So I would call Carl and I would have a conversation with Carl. I would put my notes in there and I would save it. So that's why I said that eCarrier check is the bomb, guys. Like I said, they do have a free version. Mr. Lampsey, I'm not sure if he's in here, but he was able to let my class know that there was a free version. So if you can go for it, guys, please go for it. There's always the FMCSA, right? We always can do the FMCSA. It's free, but it's time consuming. And so that's why I'm saying
also,
that.
Too, the beauty of eCarrier check, Chasa, is Nate and Jared and Trevor, who's the program guy, the product manager or program manager, I should say, they have an API integration back and forth between FMCSA and eCarrier Check. So this is a sourcing tool, eCarrier Check. They're pulling the data from FMCSA and just putting it in a pretty front-end, user-friendly format so you guys can take a look at it.
In real time,
In
too,
real
because he
time,
said
right.
they do it in real time.
Yeah, all they're
Yeah.
doing is just scrub, like, correct me if I'm wrong, Doug, but Douglas, they're just scraping data and just putting it into this front-end JavaScript, I guess, esque environment.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So they're just pulling data. And their main source, everybody's main source, even the load boards, main source is FMCSA because that's where all data comes from, because that's where the regulations lie. When you get your authority as a freight forwarder, your permit, you get your license as a broker, if you get your certificate as a carrier, that's coming from the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. So all data is based off of that. Whether it's a load board, whether it's eCarrier Check, whether it's any front-end software, it's pulling the data, the source, from FMCSA.
So Charles, what you're saying is there's just one sort of original source of data. It's just the presentation that's different from each of this.
That's correct. It's the presentation and it's customized to so eCarrier Check must have done some kind of market research or customer research and asked the questions of, well, what do you want to see? What type of user experience would you like? And they took that data and just formatted this environment right here and say, okay, well, we'll make the front end, we'll filter everything for equipment, drive-in type. We selected drive-in. So once you select drive-in, it'll give you the drive-in type. If you select a reefer, it'll give you the reefer type, so on and so forth. So I understand what they did. But again, it's taking the source data from its main source, FMCSA, and then putting it in a front-end user-friendly environment. In this case, eCarrier Check. So now you can navigate all through this. So instead of you wasting time trying to find it on FMCSA, they dumbed it down and prettied it up for you, and you can just select it right here.
And another thing I want to point out, Charles, is that when you go onto the FMCSA website and you're looking up the carrier, and you look at the section where it says cargo carried. In that section, it tells you the different types of cargo that this carrier will be basically moving from point A to point B, but it doesn't filter it the way eCarrier Check filters it. For example, if you go onto the FMCSA and you're looking up a carrier and you look up the cargo that they carry, it may say general freight, right? So when you hear the word general freight, you're going to think dry van. If it said like machinery or something like that, you would think flatbed. What sets eCarrier Check apart from just the FMCSA is you will find that a lot of carriers that have general freight that you will assume is a dry van is actually a box truck. You will find that carriers, when you see machinery, that they haul machinery, you will think it's a flatbed or even a step deck. But guess what? It's a hot shot. So that's the number one reason why I like eCarrier Check, because it actually filters it down so you know exactly who you are calling.
Correct.
Yeah.
I agree. So it gets so cargo carried means just what's the commodity that's on that trailer, right? But yeah. But I mean, don't get me wrong. This is an excellent sourcing tool, Match.com tool for brokers, carriers, even dispatchers, even freight forwarders, to use, because it gives you and because it's built and created from the perspective of a former broker who is Jared. Jared's a former broker. Nate works with him, and Trevor's the back end code guy. So yeah, it's a great source. So go ahead, Chasa. I don't want to monopolize.
No worries. So I'm gonna have to jump off. I do thank you guys for, listening to me today. I hope I gave you some great information. But before I jump off, I would like to do a mock call. Just so you guys can hear the flow of a conversation. It's not as hard as you think it is when you're on the phone with someone. Talk to them like you're talking to your brother, talking to your sister, talking to your father, talking to your cousin. You want to be comfortable. You want to make sure that the driver knows that you're comfortable because that's showing confidence. So, Charles, before I hop off, I would love to do a mock call with you. I would love for you to be the driver. Don't hold back. Make it a little bit challenging for me. Let me see if I can hang with you, okay?
All right, whenever you're ready.
And
Who's
All right.
Let me mute everybody real quick. All right, just me and Chasa.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay. Ring ring. You need to say hello, Charles. You're the driver.
I know who I am, but I don't answer on the first ring. Ring, you gotta say ring ring again. You said make it difficult.
Ring ring.
Exodus Trucking.
Hey, yes. Hi, how are you today?
I'll be better if I have a load. I'm stuck out here.
Oh, wow.
Who am I speaking with?
Yeah, my name is Chasa. I'm with Legacy Dispatchers. I was just reaching out to you. I'm currently dispatching for some drivers in your hometown, and I was thinking maybe you would like to utilize my services as well. But being that, you're on the road already and you're stuck, this may be the call that you needed. So tell me where you're at.
I'm in Catoosa. I'm in the Tulsa market.
Catoosa.
Catoosa,
You're in
Oklahoma. Catoosa,
Okay,
Oklahoma.
okay.
I'm trying to get back to Mount Jackson, Virginia.
Okay, when would you like to be there?
Yesterday.
Ooh, yesterday. Okay. Okay. So let me finish telling you about myself and then let me see if I can help you. So like I said, I'm with
Well,
Legacy
I'm
Dispatchers.
sorry to interrupt you, man, but I don't have time for a bio. I just need to know if you got a load for me. I'll be willing to listen to that.
I have a load for you. Absolutely. I need to get some more information from you first. What kind of trailer do you have?
I got a van. I got a dry box.
Okay. And what's your max weight
A
you
max
willing to
weight,
haul?
no more than 43. I got a Freightliner DD2, DD15, with a Cummins and an Allison.
Okay. Now I can get you anywhere to be honest with you, but it's really going to depend on how much you want per mile. So how much are you looking for per mile?
Well, the per mile for me is not that important as long as the broker pays what they want to pay. Now, I don't know how you deal with your brokers. And by the way, what are you? Because I know you're not doing this for free. So how much in my pocket are you going to be?
You just needed me to focus on getting you out the area. Now you want to talk business?
I,
Okay, okay. I'm fine with that.
if it doesn't make dollars, ma'am, it doesn't make sense.
I completely understand that. So, how it works is when I speak with the broker, I am going to actually put my fee in that rate. So, you won't actually be paying me. The broker will be paying me, but I do charge 8%.
Okay, that's not bad.
I charge 8%. I come with references. I know what I'm doing. So you're in good hands. And I get it. A lot of you guys feel like, you have to pay the dispatcher's taking money out your pocket, but that is not the case with me. Now, let's get back to trying to get you somewhere. So, if I heard you correctly, did you say you was trying to go to Florida, right? And you needed to be there yesterday. Am I correct?
No, ma'am, that is incorrect. I'm in the Tulsa market, Catoosa, Oklahoma. I'm trying to get back to Mount Jackson, Virginia. I have a load that's
Jackson,
waiting on me
Virginia.
Monday, and I don't have nothing here. I'm been sitting since 2 days. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. Okay. So then let me send you some paperwork. Nobody really likes to hear the word paperwork, but I don't work for free, just like you don't work for free. So can I please send you some paperwork? The paperwork I'm going to send you is going to be very simple. The most important part is the contract that says that I do work for 8%. I'm not going to force dispatch you or anything like that. This may be our first load together or our first and last. That's totally up to you. I'm going to try to bring you into that Virginia market, and I'm also going to try to find you somewhere out once you've completed, I guess, the load that you're trying to pick up. Does that work for you?
if you can find me something, because I've been here for a day and a half, going on 2 days. If you can find me something that at least gives me enough to make my fuel back or cover my fuel and get back into my Virginia market, I'll be okay. Because out here it's dry. It's drier than a martini.
Mm. So let me ask you something. How did you get out there? Did you dispatch yourself out there, or are you working with a dispatcher?
I dispatched myself out there because I took a load that paid pretty well, but I didn't. I neglected to ask the broker, does he have anything coming out of there? So that's on me, but I just need to get out of here.
No worries, no worries. That's very common. But that's why you got me now. So I am going to
Oh,
follow
well,
up with
I don't
you.
have you yet. I don't have you yet. You got to find me something.
Okay, so let's back up. I am going to do the research that I need to get you to Virginia, but I can't do it unless you sign my contract. So can I send you my contract now and you sign it and I can, start working in your favor, or how do you want to
Yeah.
work
So
this?
the faster you get it to me, the better we can try to find something. Do you got a
Okay.
you got you got some kind of digital process that you can send to me, like a DocuSign or something? But I don't have time to
Absolutely.
fill something out to I don't have time to fill it out at a truck stop because first of all, they ain't got no internet here. So if you can send it to my phone, like some kind of digital process.
Absolutely. I will send that over to you right now. I'm also going to send you, because we're doing a lot of talking, I'm also going to send you my business card. Um, so you'll have my number on file. And let me send that paperwork over to you. I am going to send you your contract. I'm also going to send you a limited power of attorney. I understand you're far out, so getting it notarized is something that I ask that you have done no later than Monday. Okay, and I'm just going to need you to send me back some paperwork, your W-9, your insurance information. Is that an issue? Will you be able to just send it right over?
I may have to go to the cloud. I have a drive, a Google Drive. I can probably access it. But do you have some kind of electronic notary? Because I can't get to no public notary like physically. I had to do it some kind of electronic. Do you recommend something like that? I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere, so it's going to be hard for me to get some of that stuff unless I do it electronically.
Okay. Okay. As far as the notary goes, it's a limited power of attorney. I don't have anybody in mind right now, but trust me, I will find somebody for you by Monday, which is when I need it. Does that work for you?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So then let's just get you the contract and you get me your proof of insurance, your proof of insurance and your authority and your W-9, and then I will get started with trying to find you a load, okay? Now, would you prefer for me to text you, call you? How do you prefer for me to contact you?
I like to talk to people.
Oh, well, I like to talk, so we got something in common. Okay, no problem. I will follow up with you. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day, and just expect my phone call in about a few minutes, okay?
All right. Thank you, kindly. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
So we do have a mobile notary on our under services, by the way.
Okay.
My brother-in-law Everett. If you go under services, affiliates and partners, come to that page, electronic notary, Everett
Are you
Jones.
showing it? I'm not seeing it. Are you showing it now?
Yeah,
Going?
I thought I was sharing my screen.
I don't know. I don't.
I can see it.
You can
Yeah,
see it? Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't. Okay, there it
I'm
is.
bouncing back and forth. So I'm bouncing from Catoosa, Oklahoma, in the Tulsa market to Mount Jackson, Virginia, and then I bounced eCarrier check and I bounced over to the website under services. Let's go back to the top. Services, affiliates and partners, and then hit electronic notary, and it goes down to Everett's information. He prefers to be contacted via email. So yeah.
Okay. Can you open up that map again? For some reason, I couldn't see your screen.
Quick one for the electronic notary. That means you don't have to leave your house. You can do this electronically.
That's correct.
Oh, good.
So here's the map. Can you see the map now? It's 1,147 miles, Catoosa, Oklahoma, to Mount Jackson, Virginia.
I'm really not going to get there by Monday. Now that I can see your map, because I was just winging it. I wasn't in front of the computer. But now that I see your map, he's not going to get there by Monday. He knows he's not going to get there by Monday
You get there
if
by
he has
Monday.
a
You can get
morning
there by
pickup.
Monday. He get that by Monday evening. Well, I didn't say I had a
Right,
morning pickup. I just said I was looking for a load on Monday. I never said
right.
I never said any like specific like that. I just said I needed something on Monday. But so yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, so that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too hard, Charles. I just want you to know that. I give it harder. So let's switch roles. Let's do another call.
Well, before you do that, go ahead and talk for a minute. I got to step into my lobby and do this payment with one of these car washes. Chasa, if you guys don't mind, give me 1 second.
All right, guys. So he had to step away. Come on the mic. Give your opinion on the call. Anything that you would have did differently, from a dispatcher's perspective, trying to acquire this driver. I want to get some feedback.
Nah, not really. Me personally, no, I wouldn't have done anything different. I think you handled it well. I mean, you said it wasn't challenging enough for you. I mean, I don't know what other way he could have challenged you to make it any more difficult than what it was, other than that one call that you and I were on when the one guy was a complete no and you flipped him. You remember that?
No, he knows all the time during cold calling, so I can't even
Oh,
tell
God,
you.
it was a couple of weeks ago. No, maybe not a few months. Well, maybe about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago. He said he dispatched his own loads and everything else, and he was pretty much a hard no. But you kept the conversation going, and you eventually got him to kind of like consider you. You don't remember? I was bragging about that call. I was like that. I remember I told you. I said I don't know if it was just you and I on there or not, but I was like that was perfect because
Thanks, Ella.
nothing he threw at you discouraged you. Like I said, you just kept it going naturally, and engaged him, and eventually he was willing to give you a shot.
All right, I'm
Absolutely.
back.
Oh, good, good, good. Okay.
So, what was the feedback? I heard. I think it was Mr. Ellis that was last speaking.
Yeah, no, okay. Do you remember that one time I told you about that one call that Chelsea was on when we were dispatching? And one time, and this guy was pretty much a hard no. And like I said, she flipped him.
She flipped him like pancakes, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, she got him to consider, because he was hell bent on, I guess the amount of experience he had, and he was dispatching for himself and so forth and so on, but everything he threw at her, she was able to kind of like, keep the conversation going and get it to a point where he was willing to at least give her a shot. He would
I
allow
was
follow back up with her.
I was being merciful. I should have gave her a hard time. I was being merciful.
I was just saying, I was trying to say, what would you consider to be a hard time? I mean, for somebody on the other end, like, okay, for you, okay, you saying you were being merciful, and she said, okay, well, maybe she should have been challenged a little bit more. I'm saying, but in what ways could you have challenged her more, other than just keep saying no, 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 and not really allowing her to, fully engage you with any
Right.
kind
So if I would have, so what would you do if you started a conversation with me, right? And in the middle of it, I just said, forget it, just hung up on you. Would you have called me back, Chasa, and try to get me again, or you would just move on to the next person?
I guess to be honest, it would have to be what mood I'm in. But I probably call back. I probably would call back, and say, hey,
We lost
connected.
connection. We lost connection.
I guess wherever you at, it really is a dead area. So let's get back to the conversation. I know you're trying to you need me to get you out of there. So
Now you just being annoying, right? I'd be like, ma'am, we didn't lose connection. I just hung up on you. I wasn't interested.
oh, okay. Well, listen, I wish you the best of luck. You have my business card already. Please give me a call if you're still out there. And that's pretty much
Douglas. Doug, why you laughing?
Hey, because Chasha got the leverage. You the one that stopped.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, she got the leverage, right?
She's trying to help you out of your
frustrated because I'm stuck in Catoosa. Yeah, I'm stuck in Catoosa, Oklahoma. Yeah, I'm stuck in Catoosa, Oklahoma, stuck. I get a call from a dispatcher and I hang up on her.
Hey.
All right, Charles, let's flip roles and then I gotta go. I will be the driver, you will be dispatcher. Okay?
No, well, I'd rather someone else be a dispatcher. I want to see what these guys, what experience.
All right.
Who's ready?
First of all, we're not taking Ellis. Ellis, you're gonna have to sit down.
Why?
We're not taking you. Because you're good.
Ellis has been trained. No, look, well, you know what? Let me hear him. I've never heard him.
Okay.
So
All right.
Let Ellis call you as a dispatcher, and you're the driver, Chaucer. Because I want to hear what Mr. Ellis got to say. Are you willing to do that, Mr. Ellis?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so y'all do y'all thing. I'm gonna mute myself. Go ahead. I'm gonna mute myself.
Who's doing the ring ring? Me or you?
Ring ring.
You're doing the ring ring, Mr. Ellis, because you're the
Okay.
dispatcher. You're calling Chaucer.
Gotcha. Okay. Ring ring.
Hello.
Hey, good morning. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Who is this?
This is Ellis. Who am I speaking with?
This is Chasa.
Hey, Chasa. Like I said, good morning. How you doing? Listen, my name is Ellis. I'm with Freight Lanes Express, dispatch services. Just calling you. Just want to know if I could be of some service to you and provide some dispatch work for you.
I usually don't use dispatchers. How did you get my number?
You don't use dispatchers. How do you get your loads?
How did you get my phone number?
Well, I got it off the FMCSA. We go through that to vet drivers and see, first of all, what kind of experience they have, how seasoned their authority is, what kind of equipment type they have. You can pretty much get everything you want off the FMCSA. And I think you would know that if you're an experienced driver, right? Because everybody's information is on the FMCSA.
Okay. Don't assume that you think what I would know. You're trying to get my business. So
Oh,
I'm trying to find out, how did you find me? I don't know if you found me through some banking information. I don't know if you found me through an app. I get these phone calls from dispatchers all day long. I'm sick of you guys calling me. What sets you apart from any other dispatcher? Because I really don't want to talk to you.
okay. Well, it sounds like you had a bad experience with dispatchers before. Is that the case? Now, I'm not assuming anything, and I apologize for assuming. You're right. I shouldn't assume anything, and that's kind of one of my pet peeves. I don't assume anything about anybody that I don't know, so I kind of step out of my lane a little bit. So I apologize to you for that. Now,
Apology accepted.
have you
Apology accepted.
have you ever had a bad experience with a dispatcher? Sounds like it.
Have.
You
I
have,
have.
and
Yes, I
yeah,
have.
if you
She
don't,
didn't always, yeah, she didn't, all she was focused on was making the money. She didn't care where she sent me. She
Mhm.
put me in a place where I got stuck for 2 days. Then she apologized. I accepted her apology, just like yours. And I gave her another chance. And she ended up moving me somewhere else, and I got a dead zone. So I'm like, you know what, I don't want to deal with dispatchers. They just care about themselves. They just want to take our money. She wasn't even available for me to call her to tell her, I was having a problem at the receiver almost rejected my load, and I had nobody to go to. So I'm just like, if you're going to be a dispatcher and all you want to do is just dispatch me anywhere and don't even take the time to find out if I got a load coming back out of that place, I don't want to be bothered. I can do that. I can do that myself.
Okay, so now when she offered you this load, I mean, did she promise you anything as far as being able to get you up out of there or anything like that, or she just sent you there?
Oh, she just sent me there. I assume, just like you, that if she was a dispatcher, then she knew that when she put me in a location, that she would look to see if there was any backhauls coming out of there. And the experience was horrible. So I don't deal with dispatchers anymore.
Okay, but is that the only experience? So it sounds like that's the one bad experience you had, because not all dispatchers are like that. And I, speaking for myself, me personally, I'm not that kind of dispatcher. I'm very honest, open, and upfront. And all I'm trying to do is basically hear what you want, and I'm trying to meet your needs. So you tell me what it is that you're looking for, and allow me to do that work for you. How does that sound? Because
Sounds
truth
good.
Because truth be told, when you guys are driving, you don't have time to be looking for loads to get you up out of certain places. That's the job of a dispatcher. So while you're under load and making your way to your delivery and trying to be on time, I can be looking and trying to find other loads for you to get you up out of there and try to get you a decent route to where you can make some quality money, and get you to areas you like to be in so you can continue to roll for as long as you want to. How often are you over the road or what?
I am over the road. I stay out 2 weeks at a time and then I go home. But how are you finding me loads? Because if you're going on the low board, I can go on the low board too. I mean, but how are you finding me loads?
Load boards, relationship with brokers. There's a variety of different ways to find loads, but the important thing is that we get you the loads that you need. Yeah, you can look for loads on the lower board yourself. I mean, I'm sure a lot of drivers do that too. But like I said, the main thing is about saving time, you know, allowing you to focus on making your deliveries on time, keeping your reputation up for being on time so that doesn't hurt you. So while you're under load, you don't have to worry about trying to find another load, getting you up out of where you're going to. That's the role of a dispatcher. And like I said, I'm honest and I'm upfront. You know, I'm working for you. If you allow me to provide you these services, at least give me a shot. I'll do everything that I can. I'll go above and beyond the duties to make sure that you're happy and you making money.
Yeah. That's. I mean, you're not really saying anything different from what the other calls are. Can you get me dedicated lanes?
I can find you some dedicated lanes for sure. I mean, that's the whole point. I mean, I'll get out there, I'll start looking and seeing who got dedicated lanes. Now, if they're dedicated lanes in areas you want to be, because there could be dedicated lanes out there, but you may not necessarily want to be in those areas. So, what areas do you like to cover?
I want a dedicated lane from North Carolina to Jacksonville, Florida, and then I want to come back to North Carolina, preferably Greenville, North Carolina.
Okay, okay,
That's
okay.
what I'm looking for. If you can find me a dedicated lane that'll bring me from Greenville to Jacksonville and then back up from Jacksonville to Greenville, I'll let you use me as a dispatcher. But like I said, I have the attitude of being one and done because of that other dispatcher. So I really don't, I don't know how you can help me unless you can provide that for me. Is that something you can do?
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes we have a situation where one bad apple can spoil the bunch, but this is not that case. Again, I'm not going to make you any promises because, we don't want to do that. But what I'm telling you is I will do my best to meet the needs that you provide for me. Whatever you tell me you're looking for, I'll get out there and I'll start hunting for it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. How can I get in touch with you?
Yeah, I can send you my information. What I'll do is I will send you over the packet, the dispatch agreement, and you can go ahead and fill that out. Send me back all your information, and I can get started on looking for loads for you. How's that sound?
Signing no contract. I don't even know if you can give me a load. Why would I sign a contract? I
You
just
have,
want to know,
in order for me
you know,
in order for me to provide you with some services, I got to have some sort of agreement in place. Like I said, you're not committed to me beyond, that one load. Like I said, but we still, no matter what, whether it's one load or if it's 100 loads, the paperwork still has to be there because that's basically our legal connection.
okay. Yeah, so I'm not putting my signature on no contract paperwork. But what I can do is or what you can do is call me, give me a call back. Give me a call back when you find that lane that I'm looking for. Even if it's one way, if you find me a one way from Greenville to Jacksonville that is a dedicated lane and you can't find the other leg to bring me back up, then we can have a conversation. But yeah, I'm not signing a contract with you. Just keep me in mind. Can you do that? And I'll keep you in mind and you give me your phone number.
Yeah, absolutely. I give you my number here.
Okay.
My number's 310 489. I'm sorry, 987 3747.
Okay. And did you say your name was Alice?
Yes, ELLIS.
ELLIS. I got you.
I'll tell you here.
All right then.
Let me do this for you. Like, how does this sound? Just to show you that I'm worthy of your attention and to be able to dispatch for you. How about I find you a load and I give it to you for free? How does that sound? On me, completely on me, just so you can allow me to continue to try to prove myself to you. How does that sound?
You must be desperate. You want to give it to me for free.
No,
Wow.
it's not about being desperate. Sometimes, it's just called, just looking out for the people's best interests. Again, we know how this business goes. We need each other. And I will be completely honest and upfront with you. The drivers are the most important part of this business because I don't care. Without drivers, shippers can't get their stuff moved, brokers can't broker deals, and dispatch can't dispatch loads. Everybody can be in place, but if you ain't got no drivers to move this stuff, what do we have? So you guys are the most important part of this business. So like I said, I'm going to.
You know what, Alice? I like you. I like you at first. I'm gonna be honest. I did not like you at first, but I like you. And yes, I'll take you up on that offer
Mhm.
and I will send you, you can send me over the contract. I will sign it. And hopefully this will be the beginning of a beautiful partnership.
I agree. And I like the way that you challenge me too, because going forward, I know how to deal with tough drivers like you.
All right, then I'll look for that paperwork. Do you have my email address?
Not at the email address. What email address do you use?
Uh, you got the right one, baby, at gmail.com.
Yes, you
Stop
definitely
it.
got the right one. So we both got the right one. So that sounds like a win-win to me.
All right. Have a good day.
All
Bye.
right, take care.
Oh, she almost had you.
I was trying to. I was trying. Alice, that was good. It's very good. That was good.
Here's the thing, see, because I learned like when I listen to you all the time when we on the call, I just see how you just you allow them to speak and get it out, and then you plug yours in. So,
I'm gonna step out again one time. Chaucer, get some feedback and I'll be right back.
Guys, come on the mic. I gave Ellis so many different ways of saying no, and he still pushed through. But I want to hear your opinion. I think it's good that he hears your opinion as well. Pros and cons, things he did good, things he didn't do good. Come on the mic, everybody. Who can?
don't be bashful. Come on, I can take it.
No? No? That's impressive.
I think this is Jackie. I think y'all did very, very well. I think that you both let each other know what you expected at the end. Mr. Ellis, you wanted to get your point across that you wanted to do the low. And Chaucer, you were in the beginning like, you know what, I had a bad experience. And, you know, I really do want to work with somebody, but then I'm not too sure. And I think Mr. Ellis, at the end of the day, kind of won you over to a certain extent as where you felt comfortable to give him that opportunity and give him a shot. And I think kudos to you both. I think you both did very well.
Shanky, thanks very much.
You're
One of
welcome.
the does anybody have anything else before I start talking? One of the things that allowed Ellis to get off that conversation with someone who wanted to sign off was what he pointed out. He listened to the pain, even the part where he was like, "Do you know what a dispatcher does?" Okay. My response to him was, "Forget what a dispatcher does. You just completely insulted me." You know what I mean? And he heard that and he came back and he apologized for it. When I told him what was going on with the dispatcher, who put me into the dead zones, he knew exactly what to say. When I had an issue with him being in my pockets, he listened. He knew how to respond. So that's what this conversation is going to be about when you call these drivers. Listen to their pain. If you haven't been to my YouTube channel, check out my YouTube channel. I do actually give you some pointers on how to do cold calling and be successful at it, especially your expectations, right? Because not every first conversation you're going to lock the driver in. So give them a business card. You know, it may be the second conversation where you lock them in. You know, so I said all of that to say listen to the pain of the drivers. If you listen to the pain and pivot off that pain, the conversation will go exactly the way you want it to. David, my YouTube channel is called Legacy Dispatchers. The name of the company is the YouTube channel, Legacy Dispatchers. All right. So, anybody else want to come on the mic and say anything before Charles gets back?
Well,
Okay. So then let me ask you this. What are some of the fears that you guys may have when talking to carriers?
It's the unknown. It's not knowing who you're talking to and how they are going to receive you when you go. Like you just did. You don't know me. I don't know you. I mean, you know how easy it is to be on the other side of that and to basically just dismiss the person that they gave you a call. I mean, and sometimes people just, and also just people don't like being rejected.
Okay. Well, expect rejection. It's just like telemarketing. Expect the rejection to come. Um, Also, like I said, talk to them like you're talking to a family member. The number one response that I usually get when I ask this question is, I don't know the verbiage. I don't know the lingo. I don't know how to talk transportation, but here I am trying to sell my business, my service to someone. And I really don't know. What if they say something while we're on the phone and I have no idea what they're talking about, right?
Right.
That's a real fear for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, what I'm going to do is what I told you when I first started. Continue to look at YouTube videos, guys. Listen
Well,
to what the drivers are saying. Listen to how they're using the words.
mm-hmm.
Also, okay, that's how you're going to learn, because the best way you're going to learn is through experience, but you got to take the leap.
Yep.
You got to
I
be
was just
willing to
going to
talk
say
to,
that.
yeah, you got to take the leap and talk to these guys, and sometimes you got to be totally transparent. Listen, I am green. I just started dispatcher, or look, you're my first carrier. Now, I wouldn't suggest that you do that with someone who's been in the business for more than 5 years, but someone who's been in the business for less than 5 years, it's totally fine to be totally transparent. Somebody who has a new MC, you really want to be transparent with them, because guess what? You guys are going to learn off of each other.
That's right. That's right.
So don't let the young MCs discourage you. Um, when I started out with a trucking company, but after the trucking company, I had to get out there and start doing cold calling. And my first uh, carrier was new. His MC was only a week old. I'm still dispatching for him. So that's what I mean. Like, we grew together through this whole process.
I like that journey. That's the whole point right there. Journeys like that. You guys are willing to go the difficult times together, then it'll be longevity in the relationship. So, and as you talk to carriers, you'll feel that energy, right? So go ahead, Douglas.
Oh no, so I was just gonna wait till you were done.
Yeah, go ahead. You got a question or a comment?
Yeah, it was just about the cold calling. When she was asking that question, I went through about 150 this week with the cold calling bingo game that I sent out.
Uh-huh.
And one of the main things that I've learned is they're not really rejecting you because they don't know you. They can only reject your proposition. So that's really the main thing. Sometimes I found myself in the first 50 calls taking it personal, and that'll knock the energy out of you. But after the first 50 calls, I began to understand it is not really me. They're rejecting how I'm presenting, my business to them and what value that I can add to them doing what they're already doing. So they only reject the proposition. That's pretty much it. But also, in each one of those rejections, almost each one, as they were telling me why they were rejecting me, I was taking notes. And every time, so I got like 3 pages of notes that I took. So now when I'm talking to other carriers, I can identify, like Chasa was saying, with their pain, and now we can have a conversation on why they would reject a service.
10:30.
So now I can slide right in there and tell them, okay, you were running into this. You probably were running into that with dispatchers. You were running into that. Okay, well, here's the value of our service that we provide to you, which keeps you from dealing with the pain that you've had before. So these are some of the things, and I haven't gotten any solid carriers, but I've got like 10 callbacks on a lead list from eCarrier check that Chaucer showed us about. So yeah, I got some, just some callbacks and some and some call meetings to go to when we're done doing this, just to see if they still want to go through it or not. So the calling does work. And now it's just all about locking one in at one point.
And that's excellent. Now let me throw a monkey wrench in this too. This is all well and good, but remember, cold calling is only one component of trying to get a carrier. If you're not good at cold calling, you have other options. You can go to social media, you can do email campaigns, texting, visiting truck stops. Remember, just because you can't get a carrier on a cold call does not eliminate you from getting a carrier. It is only one aspect or one component in trying to get a carrier. If you live near a truck stop, then go to a truck stop. Hey, Chasa, okay, have a good day, Chasa. Chasa's on the way out. Thank you, Chasa, for driving for me today.
So what
Have a
social
good day.
media?
All right.
So what social media component will you subscribe? Will you recommend?
So TikToks, any truck groups on TikToks, any owner operator groups on Facebook, YouTube channels, any YouTube channels that has to deal with trucking and transportation and drivers, Facebook, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a very good social media outlet, right? You go on LinkedIn.com, create your business LinkedIn account, or even a personal account, and then connect with LinkedIn like-minded owner operators and groups, truckers. And then, first of all, be a fly on the wall, listen to the conversations going on. And then when a conversation topic comes up whereby it interests or it relates to what you do as a dispatcher, DM that person. Let them know, hey, man, I provide these services that you were talking about on LinkedIn, or I provide these services that you were talking about on Facebook in that group, So now that's a warm lead because they've already put their problem out there on the social media platform as a code request, right? For lack of a better word. Now, when you contact them, it's a warm lead. Now, it's no longer a cold call or code lead because they've already exposed what they need, you see? So there's just various different components, right? Cold calling. Matter of fact, cold calling is the hardest, to be honest with you. You're calling somebody you don't know for the very first time, and you got to try to make an impression, right? So there it is.
And
right?
I was just going to say, because like at least with the cold calling, as uncomfortable as it can be, there's two things to kind of consider to kind of help with that. One, you're doing it in the comfort of your own home. So it's nothing to be embarrassed about behind it, because like I say, ain't nobody that you don't have eyes on you, in other words, so if it's the failure that's just going through your head, just think of it this way: nobody's seeing it. So you can be comfortable in your own home making these cold calls. And remember, regardless of how you go about getting your business, at some point you're going to have to talk to people, and cold calling gets you comfortable with talking to people. So as you move up as a dispatcher, if you're dealing with brokers or anybody else, like I said, that cold calling experience is going to make you more and more comfortable having conversations with people, whether they're accepting you or giving you anything or not. The fact of the matter is you come across very natural because you'll start to feel it. Like Charles was saying, the energy that you can just feel from other people is how you play it. Like if somebody's got negative energy, you got to know, okay, how do I turn this negative energy into a positive? If somebody's super upbeat, obviously that's going to make you feel way more at ease and probably make the conversation go a lot smoother for you. But it's the uncomfortable conversations that you really want. Those are the ones that are going to make you better.
Right. And I agree with that 100%. So, yeah, so there's that level of fear, right? False evidence appearing real, but success is on the other side of fear. Once you get past the fear, now you have nothing to fear. Once you get, and also number two, it's an illusion. Fear is an illusion. Just think about that for a minute. You may want to ponder on that for a few days, but fear is an illusion. You're fearing something. You're fearing the unknown. How can you fear something you don't know? It's an illusion. Just be yourself. Talk like we're having a conversation now. Talk to the trucker like that. But like Mr. Ellis said, that energy. So, David says, "Hey, my question for you: what recommendations for the best way to keep record of each drivers on our behalf? Spreadsheet, maybe, like Excel spreadsheet. Yeah, spreadsheet. Right? Go ahead, Douglas.
In that eCarrier chat, you can have a lead list. And can I share my screen real fast?
Yeah, and I'm gonna step out for 1 second. I gotta address this credit card payment. Go. I'm gonna give you co-host permission.
Yes, sir.
At the same time, give me 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Co-host. All right, so I stopped my share. Go ahead and share your screen. And I'll be right back.
I gotta run in and teach. Class starts at 1:30.
Okay, you got it, Douglas. Go ahead.
Okay. Everybody see the eCarrier thing? All right, cool. So one of the features with eCarrier, what I like is a carrier list, and you can create your own lead list. So that way you're not killing yourself using Excel. That's one cool way to do it. So let's say like if we're looking for like dry vans, and again I was playing around with it. Let's say dry vans in, I don't know, Indiana. And looking for that owner operator, low risk. Let's say they got it less than 3 months. Let's say it go like that. And let's say we check, even though they're kind of medium risk, let's say we check this person out, and this might be somebody we might want to rock with. We don't know. You can go right over here to where it says add to a list. And then once you add them to the list, then bam, you can create your list. It's almost like YouTube where you create your own playlist. You can just create your own driver list. So even if you tried to call them and you got a voicemail or whatever, you can just create your list, put them on the list, and then bam, now you can just go to it and bam, you can get right back to what it is you were doing. So then at the end of the week or however you want to do it, now you can start calling all these people that you didn't have an opportunity to, to get a hold to before, or you kept catching voicemails. So that's probably one of the easiest way to do it. Also, you also have a rejection list. So in that same thing, let's say that you call the carrier. I'll go back to my list. Let's say that you called that carrier, right? And for some odd reason, they just don't want to rock with you. Right here at the bottom, it says mark as rejected, and then it'll go to the block list of everybody that rejected you. So I mean, I think it's a cool tool in that eCarrier that really works. And then you can also set reminders if they tell you to call back, all this other stuff. Like I've already got with him. He wants me to call him back again, but I just got to change the time again. But then people that want you to call back on a certain day, you set them like an alarm clock, and eCarrier will actually email you and text you, hey, you got an upcoming appointment with such and such, such and such. So that eCarrier stuff really works. It really saves a lot of time, and you'll be shocked how many cold calls you can go through because all of the information is there, and it's really, really cool. So it saves a lot on doing all of that Microsoft Excel, because you already got a list here in eCarrier check, and then guess what you can do? You can export your list, and it'll go into a PowerPoint for you. All you got to do is export.
Does it have any? Can it automate tasks or certain things? Or can you? What are some of the other features that you've discovered while you were looking at eCarrier check?
You can also do in your settings. You can set up an auto assistant number, click the dial, You can do call forwardings. You can do all of that. It can even assign you, you know, just like you got Google Phone, eCarrier got some of the same stuff that you could do. Even set up daily monitoring, like when people's authorities change or they get canceled or whatnot, you can set those options when people go out of service and they get new ratings and on notice for authorities. So like new authorities coming in, you can set all of that and then save your selection. So anytime something changed, you'll get a notification and they'll email it to you that, hey, this is a list of all the people who just got their authority, or this is a list of all the people. So it's just really, really user friendly. Yeah. And I'm still digging around in it.
I need to set up a meeting with Nate and Jared and
Yep.
see some of the newer features that's been added to eCarrier Check that I haven't used yet.
Right. And then you got these like monitoring these files, weekly prospecting lists, you know, all of that. So all of it's pretty cool.
Okay.
And then it'll download it for you, the prospecting list. Bam. And then you can just open the file and let me move. Let
So
me
what's the
drag
difference between a monitoring list and a prospecting list?
Hold on, let me slide this over so everybody can see it. I just downloaded that prospecting. Boom. And then boom, it just did all that. It did all of that work for you. Naturally, you got to drag the margins out a little bit, but now you ain't got to do all that hand jamming because it's already done.
Okay.
So it's doing the work for you.
So my question is, what's the difference between a monitoring list and a prospecting list?
Let's say from my experience so far playing with it, let's say if it's like this group right here, let's say if I just want to keep an eye on them and see, you know, how they moving. Maybe their authority might be coming due or they've had too many inspections or something. They're a potential candidate that I want to keep my eye on that I haven't contacted yet. Then boom, you know, that's as far as I've gotten with the prospecting versus monitoring. Like this, there's just people that I'm watching.
So is a monitoring list for carriers that you already got, that you're dispatching, you're just monitoring them, making sure that they're within with compliance and things like that. They're still meeting all the right things that they need to meet as a carrier for you.
Right. That's what I'm assuming. But that's the areas that I'm playing in now.
And then the prospecting list could be carriers you're looking at to prospectively dispatch for. You're just trying to make a decision based on certain criteria.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
I think of them almost like sports. You got the players that you monitor and the players that you prospecting that you might want to put on your team. I don't know. I think of it like an NFL prospect. That's how I think of this
like
stuff.
a draft, like right before the draft. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, very, very cool. Another trick that I've learned in getting all of these rejections on cold calling is this. Like, I'll just go back to that list. Let me go back to my list.
You said there's a free version of this too?
Yeah, there's a free, but you have to pay. It's like $0. But then to get more features, naturally, it costs more a month to get all of the bells and whistles, just like Amazon Prime. No, it's no different.
Okay.
But let's say I hit one of these and I look at their cargo. Like sometimes we run into the problem of not knowing if that was a box truck, but yet we didn't already took the time to sell our services, but we trying to do the big three. So one of the things I did was I would just copy and paste that particular piece of equipment, and I would just paste it to see what that actual truck is. Like I don't even know if I didn't know what a Volvo VNL is, I would just go to images to see what it is. Okay, so I know it's a truck with a sleeper on it. Okay, bam. So that was another thing. So now when I'm actually cold calling and I'm talking with that particular carrier and I'm asking them, okay, what are you running? Are you running a Volvo V&M? Are you running a Cascadia? Are you running a, Peterbilt? They're like, okay, they talking that language about equipment. But you're already looking at the equipment that you're talking about. So if I'm talking to Jacqueline, if I wanted to shoot my shot at Jacqueline and I already know Jacqueline driving a Mercedes 700, I'm gonna be like, okay, girl, hey, what type of car you drive? Me, I like Mercedes 700 series. Jacqueline gonna be like, all right, you talk about talk. Go ahead, boy.
And I got a Mercedes, and I got a Mercedes 250. That's what I drive.
You see what I'm saying? So we still talking Mercedes. So
No way.
still
Y'all
opening up
rehearsed
the
that.
conversation, whether you still buy into it or not. We still prolonging the conversation so you can hear what I got to say. So
That's called ice breaking.
Right.
Yeah.
So these are just some of the few things that I've been finding, in my little rejections. And yeah, I've been getting, I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but yeah, I've been getting, see all the X's in there?
Yeah.
I've been getting them, so it's been happening. It's going to happen. But also on the same note, because we all in the same boat, I've been taking notes on some of that stuff too. So it's also helping me when I'm talking to them, highlighting some of the things that they're all troubled about that really makes sense for us to have the conversation in the cold call to where I can make them feel comfortable that, hey, we're not out to get you. We out to help.
Right.
That's all I got.
Very good.
But yeah, that eCarrier, it works. I would say get it if you can.
Yeah. And the free version will help until you within your budget to purchase the subscription. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Any questions, guys? I think we covered a lot today. We had two excellent, I think two, maybe three cold call example. I think it was two. And got the experience. So any final questions? Nope. All right. Well, it's a Saturday. Enjoy your weekend, guys. I'll have this speaking of which, let me go to the Zoom calendar. Because this is our last day of this month as far as Zoom trainings. I will have August's schedule up later today or tomorrow with the dates, and times. Okay. So, and I have this particular training video will be posted in our Zoom training videos library as always. Right. So, and hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Great class, enjoyed it. Okay, thank you, Dave. Dave said it was a great class and he really enjoyed it. I certainly hope so. When I get to the point where I'm wasting your guys' time, please tell me. So, because that's something I don't want to do. So, all right. So here we go. Let me get out of here and log out of eCarrier check and test my login because I do have one now. Go from there. Great class, great class. All right, I got you guys. Let me type in my eCarrier check login and see if I have one. Did I type it right? Is it capital or lowercase? Let me see. DISPATCHER 101. Exodus Logistics LLC. Because I'll text Nate back to see. Okay, I'll let him know. In the meantime, you guys have a great weekend. And I will talk to you later. Any questions, of course, you give me a call, email me. You know how transparent you can get a hold of me. So, all right.
Have a blessed one, everybody.
All right, guys. Enjoy.
All right, have a good one.